Oh, yeah. No. We, defensively, we just got to get better. The offense, I think, will come. But right now, we got to ride some defense, got to put some things together that way. Our communication, our connection is just not what it needs to be. If our guys get connected, I think we can make some strides, both offensively and defensively. So, again, it's an uphill, battle with us. We got 3 months to go. The first step is just everybody buying in and playing harder and hopefully getting connected.
What's shifted for Quincy in particular? I mean, tonight was so far and away. I know he had one more point the other night, but this was so far and away his best all-around performance. What's kind of changed for him this week?
Well, Quincy's a really good guy, and he wasn't playing to his strengths, and I didn't do a good job getting him in a position to play to those strengths. And in his mind, he wanted something else, and I didn't demand what I knew he had to do to develop all of his game. And you still play to your strength, worked on your weaknesses, and I'm not sure we did that. So again, it's as much my fault as it is Quincy. I've stated before, and if I don't look myself in the mirror, and those guys aren't going to admit it, and I haven't done a good job putting this team together, and it's nobody's fault but mine. My assistants have done a great job. Chris Crutchfield's unbelievable. Kevin's always been great. Josh has always been great. Mike's great. This is on one guy. This is on me, and I got to get the guys to play harder. I got to get them more connected, and we just haven't done it. But we did take a step today, and that's what we had to do. We're going to have to take a bunch of steps on Thursday and Friday, get ready for Saturday. But we just got to get better, and the connection with the fellas between themselves, with our coaching staff's got to continue and improve. We got to play harder. We got to play more together, both offensively and defensively, and hopefully just keep grinding and get better.
Last year we were talking a little bit about how, because of COVID and everything, you hadn't been able to have a lot of pickup during the off season, things like that, and so it's hard to get connected that way. Do you think this team's feeling some of those effects because of the injuries you had over the summer, or some of those?
Yeah, it sounds like an excuse when I say it. Okay, but this is what happened. Okay, obviously Dante hasn't done anything for 9 months because he was recovering from an ACL. Frank had a stress reaction in his leg, so he misses May, June, July. We hold him out 3 months. First day he comes back, he gets a high ankle sprain, and so he's out then August and September. Quincy was having some tendonitis, and so we went through some procedures with him. He was out May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. We brought guys in, but we didn't have any of our frontline guys, so we didn't work on the stuff, and I misjudged some things in putting guys together, and so like I said, it was part of it. The other part was me. So like I told the fellas, we just got to dig out. And it ain't going to be easy. And our fans are upset. Everybody's upset. I understand that. Believe me, I'm upset too. And I feel bad for the players because you come here to have fun, come here to play, and we haven't had much fun. But I can't make it fun unless we get better. We can't. There's just no magic wand. Say, okay, this is going to be fun now. You're going to have to work your tails off to get better, and that's the only way out of it.
Nights seem pretty fun. When you're going against a defense as good as Baylor's in a couple nights, does that at least give you a little bit of hope that your offensive efficiency tonight, you could be?
Well, we're really going to have to execute. I made the mistake of watching part of that Baylor game the other day with Villanova, So, they're a tough matchup, and so it's going to be, I told our guys we're just going to go swing away. We got to get ready to play as hard as we can for as long as we can, and you know, they've destroyed some teams, and some other teams have played them tough because they match their physicality. But if you're walking in standing straight up and down, you're not going to have much fun. You better lower your base. If you watch the Baylor-Villanova game, you know, I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't know who was calling that game. I mean, that was holding, grabbing. You know, that wasn't basketball. That was just a wrestling match. So again, got a great crew on it. So I'm not saying anything like that. But you know, they are a physical basketball team. And my point is, if we don't get physical with them, you know, we're not going to have much fun.
How much do you think the Houston game can factor into reminding this team if you don't bring that confidence?
Yeah, no, if you don't bring physicality, you know, they popped us because we weren't physical. Even BYU that night was more physical. We were just straight up and down. You know, we weren't physical. We weren't using our athleticism. So, you know, Dante can be physical. Frank can be physical. You know, Dante's starting to get in shape, and we're going to lose that brace, I think, after the first here. We get to take it off, and he's wanting to take it off. He says it bothers him. So, you know, we're waiting for the full year from his surgery. I guess that was the plan. And so, anyway, you know, Frank will be physical. You know, I hope he can play a few more minutes than he fouled out tonight. So what did he get? 6 minutes, 5 fouls. So
You got a lot of production in the post tonight. Is that just size of athleticism, or did you earn some things the hard way that pay dividends Saturday as well?
You know, Dante's just coming back. You know, I mean, you know, he's getting in shape. He's making better plays. So, you know, Baylor's going to be tough in there. They're big. They're physical in there. Again, if he'll lower his base, you know, he's just as big, just as physical. But, you know, he's going to have to bring that same intensity against a team that's big and very athletic.
You mentioned before guys need to figure out how to make impacts when scoring isn't happening. You feel like Jacob did that tonight?
You know, he had a couple of really bad defensive possessions after he missed shots, you know, and so he was more disappointed in that than, you know, he's got to shake that off, you know. So at times he did. At times, you know, I thought he handled it pretty good the first few times, but then after it got a few more, then he didn't, you know, and so, you know, they're just going to have to handle it better. You know, it's, like I said, if we're going to get this back, you know, we've got to fight through adversity, and if you're missing shots, you got to make it up somewhere else.
I know that Eric's coming off the leg, Dana, but just a kind of different spot for him, not just off the bench, but kind of a lower usage tonight. Just anything behind it other than the leg? Or? No,
we're just trying to get him to, you know, really, you know, do the things that we know he can do. And so, you know, we met for a long time, tried to talk some things out, and you know, I think he's a really good player, and we just need him to perform at that level.
On the matchup with a number one team, I mean, I'm not sure that it definitely hasn't been a number one in this building before. I know you played Baylor before, but it's been a minute since the program has played a number one, and what that means, and obviously there'll be a lot of talk going into it. Just how do you prepare a team when it's all those?
You know, you go swing away. You know, I think the closest we had probably was UCLA when they were in here. I think they were 2 or 3. I can't remember what they were that year, but that's probably the closest we've had. Arizona's been in here, top 5 team a few times. So, you know, it's not like we haven't played any top 5 teams here. We've played a few, but you know, one is one. You know, and they're really good. Scott does a really good job. You know, we had a series with them. You know, we lost there, and then we beat them here, and you know, we lost there. That was in 18, in December of 18. Kenny broke his jaw that night, and so this is the return game for that. We've been waiting a few years for it. So, but you know, Scott's a really good guy, and does a great job. And last year, you know, where he's brought that program from, you know, I don't even know how long he's been there, but, whatever. He's been there a long time, and, he's kind of been up and down for a few years, and then the last couple of years, man, they've really guarded people and, beat people up.
It's a little trip seeing them play so much man against Villanova.
I'm sorry?
Was it a little bit of a trip to see them play so much man
Oh,
defense?
they've gone so much more man. They used to play some zone, but last year's team, they've gone man, and they're deep, very physical, very old. They're old. Scott figured it out that got to get old to get good, and they're old.